Dog, just let that shit run. Turn my headphones up a little bit.
Alright, check now.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, there you go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the How We See It podcast, episode number 1. Man, I'm super excited for this. I am your host, Alegre, with my co-host, Motive. I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Julio. I like to go by Motive. Here we are, the first episode of How We See It podcast. I am so pumped for this, man. How about you?
Dude, I'm freaking excited for this project. We've been talking about this, and the whole reason we started this project is because every time we would kick it, have some beers, we ended up always talking about everyday life and podcasts. And hip hop, and that's pretty much what you're gonna hear from us in this podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, every time we used to hang out, your sister and my girlfriend are like, shut the fuck up. You guys are always talking about hip-hop. Every time we get together, we're drinking or even doing anything, we end up talking about hip-hop all the time.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to show our audience how we see it when it comes to hip-hop, everyday life, and everything going on in the world. And whatever our audience would like us to talk about, we will always consider. We're open to suggestions, so let us know.
Yeah, pretty much we're going to be talking about, mainly obviously hip-hop, but we're also going to be talking about the hot topics, any controversial topics, and if our audience wants to give us any suggestions on what to talk about, we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this, like I said, and we're ready. Hopefully you guys enjoy the ride, and thanks for listening. So with that being said, we're in holiday season right now, bro. We are in what a lot of people consider the best part of the year: the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Dia de los Muertos, and Christmas. So I wanted to ask you, I'm aware
and Hanukkah for all those people that celebrate.
Yeah, and any other holiday and Dia de la Virgen. There's a bunch of holidays, but let's focus on 3: Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, because those are kind of like the most.
Don't forget New Year's.
Well, and New Year's, the most popular ones in America, I would say. So I wanted to ask you, which one is your favorite one?
Oh, that's a good question. I really like Christmas, but I also like Thanksgiving. If I would have to choose between one, I think I would say Thanksgiving, because on my mom's side of the family, that's when we all get together, eat some white people food.
Yeah. No, Halloween is cool. Thanksgiving is really cool because you get to hang out with family, and you get a 2-day. Well, I know a lot of people get like a 4-day weekend, 2 days off from work, Thursday and Friday. But I just think nothing compares to Christmas, and for Mexican Christmas, staying up all night, and just enjoying time with the fam and all that. And New Year's is cool, but it's just not my favorite holiday. So overall, it's just Christmas for me.
Yeah, I guess I can say, well, Christmas gets more lit, you know what I mean? But yeah. Thanksgiving is like you just chill, you're thankful for your family, but Christmas time comes and you're getting lit, you're drinking, you're eating, the kids are opening up presents.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know. It's tough to choose between one. But honestly, my least favorite holiday, and I don't even know why it's a holiday, it's Halloween, honestly.
Yeah. I guess I can see why, because kids get excited about it. It is cool to dress up. I've dressed up a few times. It's cool to I've given out candy too other times, where it's just cool to dress up and sit in your front porch giving out candy. Yeah,
of course it's cool to do all that stuff, see kids dressed up. When you were a kid dressing up, it was cool, but I don't know. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, wait, who even came up with this fucking holiday?
No, that's true, but it's crazy. I know a lot of people whose favorite holiday is Halloween, and I don't get it. I guess I respect it, but it's just like, how could that even be your favorite holiday? All you're really doing is going around getting candy. I do like, however, that they play like scarier movies and all that. Like all the scary movies come out in theaters, and I like a good scary movie, a good scary story. So that part of it is cool. And it's a good way to start off the season, because you start off with like my least favorite holiday. So I think that's cool that the holiday season starts off with Halloween in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving, like we said, is cool, but Christmas for me just blows everything else out of the water. And you were talking about getting lit, bro. The last like 5 years, I've been getting drunk with my uncle on Christmas Eve. Well, not with just my uncle, like all of my uncles, all of my uncles, my dad.
Yeah, that's the best part about the holidays, just being around all your family. It's pretty much the only time a lot of people get together as a family, and it's cool, catching up and having fun.
Yeah, that's true, because the last at least 6 Christmases, they've been at my house, and all my mom's brothers and sisters come through, and all my primos and primas. And then for my dad, most of his family lives in Mexico, but the few primos that he does have, they come over to our house. So it's like a huge family reunion. And yeah, man, I think Christmas, you can't compete.
Yeah, and I feel like New Year's is just one of those holidays are just off to the side. You're kind of tired of partying, but at the same time, you're like, it's a new year, so let's go out and party.
Yeah, and I mean, you do get like a day off, maybe two, so you can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we should get to the main topic for the day. The reason why we're here, we're gonna review Eminem's Kamikaze, his 10th studio album. A lot of people thought it was his ninth, but if you consider Infinite, it is his 10th studio album. But real quick, before we get into that, I want to ask you, since this was a surprise album and it came out of nowhere, where were you and how did you feel about Eminem dropping this?
I can't honestly remember where I was, but I do remember I was like surprised. I was like, "What? Wait, what the fuck?" Eminem dropped an album.
It almost seemed fake. It almost seemed like, well, this isn't real. Like it was a meme that someone made or something. It wasn't real.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just not expecting that. You know,
Yeah.
he dropped another album not so long ago. Also, man.
yeah, I think it was like, wait, so this one dropped in late August and the other one dropped like mid-December. So it was like maybe 9 months. That's not even a full year. I don't think he's ever done that before.
Yeah, and I just thought it was pretty weird, you know. And I saw, I saw that he dropped an album. I was surprised. I was like excited too. I was like, I don't know if I was too excited though, because I didn't really like the past album. So I don't know if I didn't know what to expect from that album.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what? This funny story, you're gonna laugh, but when it dropped, the day it dropped, I was actually in Mexico, in Oaxaca, with my dad's side of the family, and I kid you not, I was taking a shit. Like straight up, that's what I was doing, and I was going through my phone and shit, and then I see like 2-3 people post like or repost Eminem's status or whatever on Facebook. And he said, like, don't overthink this one or whatever. And I see the album cover, and it almost looked fake because most of his album covers are not, like, drawings or whatever. They're mostly pictures. But this one was, like, a drawing. And I knew right away, like, oh, wait, this reminds me of Beastie Boys' License to Ill. And I honestly thought it was fake for a while until I went to the store, got some Wi-Fi, and I looked on Spotify, and it was true. I was like, what? This is insane. Like, I can't believe this. So I downloaded it right away. And like you said, I was excited because Revival, that's my least favorite Eminem album of all time. So knowing that he dropped that 9 months ago, I was like, okay, so he finally heard his fans. He finally dropped some real shit. Like, I feel like before he was appealing too much to mainstream. Like, he went too much down that lane where he was almost a pop artist.
Yeah, and now that you talk about you being in Mexico, I remember that you were in Mexico. I actually remember texting you like, dude, did you see that Eminem dropped the album? I was pretty excited for you because you're such a big Eminem fan.
Yeah, I will say that for those of you who don't know, I am a pretty huge Eminem fan. I consider him the greatest rapper of all time, and
I consider you a stan.
No, I am not a stan, but I am a huge Eminem fan. I feel like if I was a stan, I would have told you right now that Revival was dope, and I can straight up admit, without a doubt, that shit was whack. I could maybe listen to 2 or 3 of those songs, and I can't. I've tried just because Eminem is my favorite rapper of all time, but I just can't listen to that. I'm sorry. And man, so yeah, when I knew that he dropped an album 9 months after, I was like, yeah, dude, he's definitely doing what I think he's doing. And I just knew right from the bat that this shit was gonna be dope. I know it sounds a little.
So you already knew that it was gonna be a good album. You weren't second guessing it because of the past album he just put out.
You know what? There's something just told me, and I was like, I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm like 90% sure this shit's gonna be dope. Straight up, I just knew. It's weird, but I just knew for some reason.
Okay.
And then I also saw a lot of comments on Facebook, and people were like, "Yeah, this shit is dope." No, there was not a lot of bad comments on it. That's what I'm gonna say. Well, at least not on his page. And I know it is his page, so people are biased. But before on Revival, even his fans were like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, this shit does not sound dope."
Yeah. And when I first listened to this album when it dropped, the day it dropped, I wasn't really digging it. This album it's like one of those albums that you really need to listen to. Like, there's some songs that you can like right away, but if you can't just rate this album off one listen. It took me at least 10 listens to actually be like, you know what? Eminem is great on this album.
Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics on here. You really gotta dig deep. So, I mean, do you have a favorite on this album? And do you have a least favorite song as well?
I don't know if I have specifically just one favorite. You know, I like how hard he goes on the ringer, but I also like the joint he did with Joyner Lucas. I think that one was really good.
Hey, and you know what, real quick? I want to stop you real quick and mention that you were talking to me about Joyner Lucas. You showed me some of his songs. And when I saw that track list and I saw that he was featured on Lucky You, I immediately thought of you. I was like, oh man, he's going to love that track. And I knew I was going to love it. See, that's how I knew that this album was dope, because he finally had two dope-ass rappers on the track list. Royce the 5'9" and Joyner Lucas. He didn't have no Pink, no Rihanna, no fucking all those pop artists. So that's how I knew.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. And Joyner Lucas, I like what he did. I also... those are just my two top favorites. I don't think I have any other favorites. So my least favorites... I don't know, dude. They're just all, like, to me, they're just all either average, and then there's just like 2 or 3 that are above average. I don't feel like there's any really horrible songs. Yeah, they're just all average to me.
Yeah, so let me start off by telling you my least favorite. Since you don't really have one. I do have one straight up that I'm not really liking, and that's the first song with the girl where, oh, okay, I remember what it's called now. It's called Nice Guy. I just really, the hook wasn't working for me and all that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. As far as my favorite,
nice. Well, personally, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. But yeah. I kind of enjoyed Nice Guy.
Yeah, I guess we had different opinions about that song. Yeah, but for sure, my favorite, without a doubt, is The Ringer. Straight up, just a great opener. We'll get to that right now, but I will say this. Eminem, thank you for finally listening to me. I know you read my comments on Facebook. No, I was playing. I know you probably didn't. But for a long time, I've been saying that Eminem sometimes just puts too many tracks on his albums. Like Revival was too many tracks. Marshall Mathers LP, too many tracks. Recovery, too many tracks. Bro, you finally understood that it's quality over quantity, because you were just putting out too many tracks on your album to the fact where it was like, bro, this album's too long, or there was too many fillers on this song. On this album, he finally only put 11 with 2 freaking skits, and I think, you know what, that's a perfect formula. Next time, please go for that, and don't feature any more pop artists, please. And he also went back to featuring rappers, and on top of all that, he did his own hooks this time. Like, he did a lot of his own hooks. Maybe they're not the best. I'm going to be honest. Some of the hooks on here they're not bad, but they're a little weak to me. But that's cool, because I'd rather have Eminem doing his own hooks than freaking Rihanna, Pink, whatever. Whoever else was on that. I don't even know what the other... Oh, what was that guy's name? Ed Sheeran? Oh, you know what? Ed Sheeran killed it, so I'm not even going to talk about him. But the other pop artists on there, on Revival... They were kind of whack. Yeah. On Marshall Mathers LP, all the pop artists were kind of whack. So thank you, Eminem, for finally listening to me. I'm just playing, but you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, we're going to get to this track-by-track review. And Eminem opens this album up with, in my opinion, the best song on the album, The Ringer.
And I agree. It's my top 2 songs, The Ringer.
Yeah, man. There is no hook on this song, but honestly, he didn't need a hook. He was just going at people. Like, I remember when I played this song, I was like, my mouth dropped. He was calling out names. He wasn't doing any subliminals. He was calling out names. Dope ass lyrics. Wordplay was on point. Everything was just there, man. He just went in and shredded. He just killed mumble rappers. Just killed the whole industry with one song. Honestly, this song alone is better than every mumble rapper's albums put together.
Yeah, this song just reminds me, of Eminem. I agree with you. This Eminem, he went hard on this one. He, like you said, he aimed it at all the people that were criticizing him, especially after his last album. People like Joe Budden and pretty much all the critics. Yeah,
and he called out Charlamagne for saying that one of his ciphers was weak, and just pretty much said, look, you guys, fuck this. This is who I am. You guys are putting me through the ringer. You guys are criticizing me. Well, I can do that too, because I'm an artist. I can say freedom of speech, I can say whatever I want. And I especially love the part where he said, I can't remember the lyrics off the top, but he says, if you criticize me, you get millions of views. If I criticize you, It's a lose-lose for me, win-win for you, you know?
Yeah.
You can criticize me. You and I, right now, doing this podcast, we could go at this album, Kamikaze, criticize him, and people will probably listen because it's like a...
Because we're mentioning Eminem.
Yeah, we're mentioning Eminem. Not only that, but it's like, how do I say it? It's cool to hate on Eminem nowadays. Like, that's a cool thing to do, you know what I'm saying? And could you imagine if Eminem was to diss the How We See It podcast? Like, whoa, what is he going to gain from that? People are going to be like, dude, you're petty. It's like almost when he went...
Not only that, he's going to get us, views and stuff.
Yeah, so there you go. Win-win for us, lose for him. I think that line, those few bars, just sums up this whole song. So,
yeah, and I also enjoy, how also in The Ringer, not only did he call out, Joe Budden and Charlamagne, they both have podcasts, but not only did he call them out, he called out, all the critics. He called out the mumble rappers too, all the shitty rap. He was saying shit like, I talk about something else that's not just sex and drugs, and I really enjoyed that.
And then when he says how many times are you gonna fuck my main bitch? Because that's what every mumble rapper says. And then he throws in a little fuck my side bitch. I thought that was hilarious at first. I thought it was
hilarious because you know how the other day you told me to listen to a 6ix9ine song.
Oh yeah.
And I was listening to the song. The 6ix9ine song said something like, I got your bitch on my phone. I was like, how does he have his bitch on my phone?
Yeah, or your bitch on his phone. Yeah, no, I hear you. So I mean, I could talk about this song all day, bro. Like, this song is one of my favorite Eminem songs since Relapse, probably. I have not heard a song this good from Eminem since Relapse, and no hooks. Thank you, Eminem. No hooks, just straight up what an MC does, just shreds, man, shreds the competition.
Yeah, the only thing I guess I can say is it's not like a super catchy song.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I'm just messing with you. Know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. It's so lyrical and dope that it almost is.
Yeah,
catchy.
That's what I was getting to. This song is so lyrical. At first, I liked it. I was like, oh, he's going hard at all these people. But then I started actually listening. Like, I noticed he was going hard at people. He was calling people out, dissing them, and all this shit. But when I really started listening to it, I was like, holy shit, the wordplay and all these metaphors and fucking everything he's using. I was just like, he goes hard on this one.
Especially my favorite part, honestly, the favorite part of this is when he starts saying, now you see why I don't sleep, not even a wink, I don't blink, I don't doze off, I don't even nod to the beat, I don't even close my fucking eyes when I sneeze. And then he goes at Charlamagne and just fucking kills it. But like I said, we could talk about this song all day long, and there's just so many. There's actually a few videos where they break down the lyrics to this shit, and you guys just check that out. I'm sorry, I don't know the guy's name, but go ahead and check that out, and you guys can see what Motive is talking about, how lyrical he gets, how fucking the wordplay is awesome and all that. But you know what? That's just Eminem all over this album. So let's move on to the next song, which is Greatest. So I don't know. Go ahead. Start
the song Greatest, I think it's a great follow-up to The Ringer. In The Ringer...
No pun intended, I guess. Just go ahead.
In the Ringer, he calls out all these people, talks shit on them, says fuck mumble rappers because they talk about the same shit, and he follows up saying, "I'm the greatest."
And he doesn't only say, he proves it. This motherfucker gets lyrical as fuck. Like, there's a song, or not this is a song. Sorry, there's a part where he says, I can't remember the exact lyrics, but he says he calls his verses M16s, like M16s as in the gun, because he's shooting at motherfuckers, but M, like Eminem's 16s, because 16 bars make a verse. You know what I'm saying? That fucking wordplay is what I'm talking. Like, he came back with that shit, man. Like, fuck. That shit.
Not only that, like, he reminds people, like, he says something like, I can go back to the ways, like, back in the day when I dissed Ja Rule. And...
Yo, yeah. Dude, yeah. He's like, you guys remember who the fuck I am? Like, I dissed Ja Rule, and not only that diss him, I murdered them.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed in that song where he was like, Revival didn't go viral. That was like a little homage to...
Dude, yeah.
Fucking Kendrick Lamar.
Exactly.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and was it this song or maybe it's the... Oh, I think it's in The Ringer. He said everyone can get it except for... And I think his name's Kendrick, Joyner, and Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole.
Yeah, so those three. So he's telling you these three are dope, but everything else is fucking trash right now. And he mentions other rappers along the album, but right off the bat, he says these three I fuck with. Everything else...
Yeah, just so you guys... Another little taste of like his fucking beast rap mode. He was like... You gotta be diamond to even climb in the ring. I'm Muhammad Ali. And basically, he's just saying, I'm a legend. You're not. You need to get up on my game and prove yourself before you even try to come at me.
And another freaking wordplay. You gotta be diamond, as in, you know, rings have diamonds, so you gotta be diamond to hop in the ring. Diamond because he went diamond meaning he sold 10 million for the Marshall Mathers EP and the Eminem show. So he's saying if you don't even have a diamond album out, don't even hop in this ring. I'm Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest.
A legend.
So a legend, exactly. And fucking dude, another thing, I will say this though, the hook is, it's kind of, you gotta get used to it.
Yeah, and it's like I was saying though, you know, the Ringer wasn't catchy and this one wasn't super catchy either, but they're dope because they're like so full of wordplay and lyrics and all this shit. So it cancels out the fact, you know.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing, Motive and I, we like the lyrics. We like to dig down, look at the lyrics, you know, try to understand them, go on Rap Genius, see what it is. We get crazy about the wordplay. We like that. We like studying hip hop. I know some of you guys aren't that into hip hop, and it's understandable. So if you guys listen to these songs, you might not find them catchy, but try to listen to the lyrics and see what he's really saying, and you'll see what we mean by he's a lyrical genius.
Yeah, but I think overall this was a great follow up to the Ringer, and how about we move on to the next one?
Let's do it. Go ahead and introduce it.
All right, the next one is Lucky You. It's Lucky You featuring Joyner Lucas, and again, you know, he follows up the Ringer again and Greatest. You know, he's staying on the same topic.
Dude, not only that, they're going hard. So right now, I'm just gonna say we got 3 for 3 out of 13 songs. We got 3, not only good for me, dope ass songs. Not only that, again, thank you Eminem. I can't stop saying this. He does not have a hook. It's just 2 long ass verses, one by Joyner, one by him.
He kind of has a small hook. It's not like really a hook, but it's like kind of like a catchy little thing that Joyner Lucas does. And
okay, yeah, he copies like his flow and
yeah,
like I guess that's called like a bridge. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I guess they do have that, but it's not as, how do I say it? It's not as clear, you know. It's not as apparent. As yeah. So I mean, Joyner, you boy, keep doing your thing, bro. Straight up, you are killing it. You held your own with Eminem. How many people can say that? Like, I held my own. I can only think of, let's see, with Joyner, of course. Royce always holds his own, and Kendrick. I can't really think any other rapper that's really featured.
New school rappers, yeah.
Yeah, no one else really holds their own with Eminem. It's always like Eminem comes in, it's forgotten about. Perfect example. He talks about it later on this album, but that song with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Kanye West.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
What is it called? Oh, Forever.
Yeah, Forever.
He murders them. All 3 of them.
I always listen to that song. I'm like, damn, Eminem comes out and goes hard.
But he didn't do that to Joyner. I don't know if he didn't want to, but no, you know what? I'm not going to take credit off Joyner. Joyner didn't let him, because that's how dope Joyner is.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Joyner's freaking, his verse is dope as shit, honestly. Just all of it. I can't stop listening to that song. I think Eminem does great by opening it up to Joyner, because if you think about it, if it would have been the other way around, if Eminem would have gone first, maybe people would have skipped Joyner's part. But now it's kind of hard to do so, not only because it's dope, but because, I mean, you can't really skip that part, you know. You gotta listen to it. I mean, you can with technology nowadays. You could even get versions with Eminem's verse only, but it's a little harder, if you know what I'm saying.
But anyway, I mean, again, he talks shit on mumble rappers in this track, and once again, just like in the previous song Greatest, he pays homage to Kendrick Lamar again. He said, "I got spite inside my DNA." Yeah,
he did. I caught that too, and he gets pretty lyrical on this, like on all his songs, honestly. And have you seen the video? I think it's a pretty good video also.
I saw it once, but I don't really recall like what.
Yeah, I like the video a lot, because it's pretty much him and Joyner just rapping, and there's a bunch of zombies around them, like kind of copying what they're doing. But I mean, they're not as good, obviously. So I think that was a little, you know, a little hint. Funny. Yeah, little hint at mumble rapper. Sorry. So yeah, man, overall that track is dope. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. You know what's crazy? I heard the song on the radio. I never thought I would hear a song this lyrical on the radio, and that shit was on the radio a couple of times. And I think it still is. I'm not sure, because I don't really listen to the radio. But I remember the other day I was driving and I heard this shit come on like twice. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool that a song this lyrical can be played on the radio, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, check that song out. So next one is Paul, which is a skit.
Yes,
and if you know Eminem, Paul's like on every other album. He's like at least on 5 albums, you know.
Yeah, and his skits are always funny.
Yeah, because pretty much what it is Paul is his, how do I say, like his lawyer,
like manager or something.
Yeah, lawyer, manager, whatever, and
his mentor.
Yeah, and he tells him what not to do, and it's always like on every Eminem album, he like kind of tries to persuade him to not drop the album or to change some things on the album. And on this one, he tells him, "Yo, like, this is really all you're gonna do? Talk shit to people? Like, and it's perfect because it's like we're 3 songs in where you say they all kind of follow the same like topic,
same message, same topic.
and freaking Paul says, "Yo, you're really gonna do this all along? Like, could you not do this? Because then what are you gonna do for your next album? You know?" So he tries to tell him, and I'm like, "Yo, maybe you should talk about something else on this album."
Yeah,
and
obviously after that, that's basically what Eminem does. He talks about, he changes up the topic, relieves our mind of something else, and track number 5 is Normal.
And you know what, bro? Even though it's maybe not as lyrical and he's not going at people and shredding rappers, I love this song. I can't lie. Like, it reminds me of so many old Eminem songs where he talks shit about his past relationships and his exes and all that, and it just it might sound corny, but I can relate to that.
I really enjoyed this track too. It kind of reminds me of old school Eminem, where he talks about Kim and all that stuff. Just his relationships in general. This song kind of reminded me of Love Game featuring Kendrick.
It did, it did. Love Game. And also there's another song. I can't remember the song on Marshall Mathers LP, but I'm sorry, I can't remember right now, guys. But there's also a song on Marshall Mathers LP that reminds me of this song. So yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of songs like this in the past, but they're all kind of unique in a way. They're all funny, and I especially like the part where he says, "I just want you to be normal. Why can't bitches be normal?" I mean, we all feel like that about girls. I mean, let's say it how it is.
Yeah.
Girls, I'm sorry, but
sometimes you guys act crazy.
Yeah, you guys act crazy, and then he says, "Always gotta be so extra. Why you always need a lecture?"
I mean, it goes both ways, but like
it does. But
we're just singing it from our experience.
Yeah, so I mean, I can really relate to the song. It's dope as shit. The verses are dope. And then when he does that little like beat switch, and then he switches the beat and everything on the third verse, where he talks about her throwing out his CD and all that with some guy Milo, who drives a Chrysler, who drives a high-low, and all that. Yeah. I thought it was funny. That verse was funny. So just overall, I love how right after Paul calls him, he switches it up. And he's like, "Okay, Paul, here you go. Shut the fuck up." Like,
yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing what you're doing now. Let me get back to my shit.
Yeah, so, and then he calls Paul, which is track 6. Yeah. M calls Paul, the skit. And he pretty much calls him.
I thought it was pretty funny because he calls him and he's like, this guy that's fucking talking shit on me, fuck him. He's fucking retarded. He doesn't understand my lyrics. Yeah. And not only does he say that, he's like, I think I figured out his address. I'm gonna go fuck him up. And I think that's pretty funny. That's old school Eminem.
Straight up, that's Slim Shady right there talking, just fucking driving, you could hear the GPS in the background, him driving to the apartment or wherever this guy lives. Cause he says this motherfucker lives in Michigan, and if you know Eminem, like, he rarely gets out of Detroit. So if he's in Michigan, he'll find him, cause he's always in Michigan. But this is where I have the first problem with the album. My first problem is that I feel like he could have used this skit as a perfect intro to like one of those crazy Slim Shady songs, like one of those relapse type of songs where he just becomes a serial killer and kills motherfuckers. Like, I feel like he could have put that song right after this, where he goes in his car or goes into the front door, kills this motherfucker, hangs his body from a tree, like some crazy shit like that. I feel like he could have done it.
Yeah, he could have. That would have been fun too.
Yeah, it would have been dope. Like, it would have been awesome. But you know what we get after this is the song
Stepping Stones,
where he talks about D12, and I think it's a good song to put after, because he says, "No, that's not what I plan to do. Like, you just saw what I did. I put a song about girls. So yeah, I'm not only gonna talk about my critics." And then he leads with another example. Okay, here's another example, Paul, so you can finally shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I thought this song was very emotional. I just listened to it a couple times, and I was just like, man, it's kind of, even though I'm not Eminem, I don't know what shit they went through. It just made me feel very emotional. You gotta, respect what he did. Put himself out there that he's sad about shit.
Yeah, and if you notice, Normal, he talks about bitches, which is what he usually does at least once in an album. Stepping Stone, he talks about shit going on in his life, which he usually does. That these are topics that Eminem has touched on or usually always touches on. So Stepping Stone is him talking about shit going on in his life and talking about his old group D12 and how they're probably never gonna reunite, because they're not there. Both professionally, they're at different stages. Eminem is over here trying to regain his career and all that, and Stepping Stone, I think, is a good track. You said it's very emotional. That's true. And the hook again is, I feel like he could have done better, but the verses are dope. I can definitely see that. And you know what? The other day, I was listening to D12 Devil's Night, their first album, because it was like I think it's like, man, 17th anniversary, something like that. And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna play it for old time's sake, you know. And honestly, I was listening to it. I was thinking, man, what happened to D12? Like, man.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that Stepping Stone. So I think he did need to clear that up because a lot of his fans and D12 fans, they were like, man, whatever happened to D12? How come we haven't gotten that other album?
Yeah, basically Eminem just said in Stepping Stones, Proof Night, and not only that, I had my own career to deal with, and
his own problems too,
yeah,
like drug addiction and all that.
Yeah, all that stuff, and he's just saying sorry to them, he couldn't be the one to like lead them. He had his own shit to do. Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool. Saying sorry to your friends.
Yeah, he's sort of like, hey guys, sorry. Like outside of business, we're still homies. We're always gonna be homies. But business is business, and I gotta freaking do my own thing, And I can't like carry you guys with me. I can't like when you play Call of Duty or whatever. You can't carry the team, So yeah, I mean that song is dope. Maybe it doesn't fit into that. Well, at first I thought, man, it doesn't really fit into the album. But now that you really pay attention, the Normal and Stepping Stones, those songs were for Paul, like, so Paul could shut up and not fucking bitch so much about him talking out to critics. And they were also like songs that you would hear in other Eminem albums. Like I said in the beginning of this, track review, there's songs that he's done in the past. He's talked about girls. He's talked about his friends, his family, his daughters. So yeah, man. But then after that, we get back to the real shit, back to the lyrics, back to the lyrics,
to the dissing.
Yeah, hell yeah. And this is why we love this album this is why I love this album so much. He goes from Stepping Stone to track number 8, Not Alike, with Royce the 5'9".
Royce the 5'9", dude. Royce the 5'9" so good.
You know what this reminds me of on the first half of the album? Because right now we're like at the halfway point, or a little past the halfway point, because it's 13 tracks. So yeah, we're a little past the halfway point. This song and the Not Alike is in the second half, right? So it reminds me of Lucky You with Johnny Lucas, where he's going at it with another dope ass lyricist. Yeah. So and Royce always brings the best out of Eminem. Always, man.
They're I think they're best friends, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like best friends and stuff. So they just fucking kill it. The beat's alright. I think the hook's funny. It's not the best, but it's funny how he's like mocking mumble rappers.
Yeah, no. I think this whole track is just mocking mumble rappers, like from start to finish. He's just talking shit on mumble rap the whole time while using their type of beat. I didn't like the beat personally. No, but because it was like he's using their type of beat.
Yeah, and freaking like I said, yeah, the beat's okay for me. I don't really focus that much on the beats. Although, I mean, if there's a whack beat, I'm gonna hear it and I'm be like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah. And Eminem is not the best beat chooser. I will say that. Like, sometimes his beats are a little whack on some tracks. But yeah, this freaking song with Royce kills it, as always. Lyrical, fucking dope as shit. This is the song, we gotta talk about it. This is a song where he disses MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. And
yeah, basically, I feel like this is what started, the whole MGK, Eminem, rap dissing.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people were like, oh, he just gives them a little, like, 4 bars or whatever. Dude, if you pay attention to the whole verse, I think the whole... Kelly. Yeah, no, I think the whole verse is about MGK. Because he starts off with saying, you say you're affiliated with murderers, killers. The people you're on with are thugging. But you just a wannabe gunner. Like, you was gonna do something. You just a wannabe gunner, like a gun,
And like his name, Machine Gun.
Yeah, so... And he's saying, you say you're affiliated with murderers? Because he's talked about being from the hood or whatever, being gangster, MGK. And he's just... I think the whole verse is directed at MGK. But I don't know. That's up to people's...
Let's take a quick moment to talk about this whole MGK drama.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly... I feel like Eminem, we all know was going to beat him lyrically. But MGK won as far as like getting the popularity. I mean, who doesn't know who Eminem is? MGK, I knew who he was. But I feel a lot of people I knew a lot of people that told me, yo, what? Who's he going against? MGK, who is that? Like, they didn't know. And personally, I'm not going to lie. I like some of the MGK songs that I've heard in the past. There's one of my favorites is Breaking News by MGK. So if there's any MGK fans listening, you guys know that song's dope, and I think he was a pretty good rapper. But it was just I don't know. I feel like it was a good move for MGK to just go
Yeah,
at it. Like,
I feel like MGK, he did the better song. He did a good song.
yeah, like you could play that song in your car or at the maybe not the club, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see what you're saying. He it's catchier and has a good verse. Well, I don't know if it's a good hook, but yeah, it is a better song overall.
Yeah, but I don't know how people can go, after listening, if they listen to Kamikaze album, after listening to Kamikaze album, how can you say, Eminem lost to MGK? You saw in the Kamikaze album what he can do with all his lyrics, wordplay, metaphors, all this shit. You saw what he can do, so you know that in the song that he put out, Kill Shot, he wasn't even trying. You can right away, you can tell Eminem's not even fucking trying here. I don't know how people can say like, "Oh, Eminem lost. Wow, is this really all he can do?" Like, no, this is not all you can do. Did you not listen to Kamikaze?
Yeah, no, and you know what was funny when MGK, after he heard Kill Shot, he said something like it was weak or it's not even worth my time or something like that. He said I'm not gonna respond because it was so bad. Dude, Eminem knew Benzino's songs were bad back in the day, and Eminem still went at him and murdered him, buried him in the dirt, made sure no one remembered, or at least made sure that everyone was aware that he killed Benzino. If MGK really thought Eminem's disses were that bad or were weak, why didn't he go at him and hit him with that second shot and fucking end him?
Yeah, and honestly, he should have, because he probably would have got more popularity.
Yeah, and I don't know, MGK, I feel like I said, MGK at the end came out winning. It's what Eminem said in the first freaking track. So it was a lose-lose for Eminem and a win-win for MGK.
Well, I didn't think MGK came out winning. He won, for the amount
popularity.
of time for the amount of time that people were listening to it. Yeah. But because I was also into it, like all the MGK stuff. But now I'm just over it. I didn't even listen to the new shit he dropped either. So
that's true. But yeah, I mean, he got his 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah,
it's like Eminem said, I had to give you a career to destroy it. So yeah. I mean, he gave him a career, 5 minutes, boom, your time's up, let's go.
Yeah,
Kamikaze is dope. We're gonna listen to the next Eminem album because he's back, the motherfucker's back. So yeah, man, that's all we gotta say. I mean, even this podcast, I think 2 minutes or whatever we talked about MGK, that's already too much, So let's move on to the next track. Track number 9, the title track, Kamikaze. And you know what? Before we get started, again, this song reminds me of Greatest in the first half of this album. It's like the same kind of weird little,
basically just following up to
the weird
song.
Little hook. He add the hook, I think it's a little funny. Yeah. It's not catchy, but it's funny. So it's okay, I see what you're doing. But yeah, again, he just another track where he just goes at everyone, kind of shows his lyrical lyrical ability, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty much what we were talking about the whole time. He's just, again, his lyrical ability, his metaphors. He's just aiming at the critics again. I don't feel like there's too much to talk about because he's basically just again aiming at all the critics and all the mumble rappers and shit. I
do like the outro because how well it connects to the next song, and I also think the beat's pretty alright. But my favorite part, or not my favorite, but one of the funny parts is where he says, but wait, something here is a foot. Oh yeah, it's my dick. Because a foot means something here is a foot means that something's wrong here, something's not right,
Yeah.
But a foot as in 12 inches, so oh, that's my dick. and then he says, get the measuring stick, 12 inches of wood. So a ruler is a measuring stick. And you remember the old rulers in school?
Yeah.
They were made out of wood, and they were 12 inches, but wood as in dick, wood.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it was a cool little wordplay.
Yeah,
but
pretty funny.
He's just all over this album. I mean, we could stay here all night and talk about
and decipher the lyrics.
Yeah, it's freaking. You just gotta go do your thing, man. Do some research. This fucker, not only on this album, on all his album, Eminem always has a bunch of crazy lyrics and a pretty nice wordplay. So. Yeah, I mean, Kamikaze title track, dope overall. It's a really nice track. I like it. It took me some time to get into it, but now I can say I like it for sure. It's dope. And it segues into probably one of my favorite tracks, along with The Ringer, Fall, track number 10.
Yeah, well, I also thought this was a really good song. And once again, he's just going at everybody again, and I think it's pretty cool, Yeah.
He woke up, dude. We need it. Whoever pissed him off so bad, thank you, thanks everyone, even me, because I even said Revival sucks. So I guess thank all of us, for waking the beast up. This motherfucker went hard, and I will say this: Fall is probably the catchiest song, or one of the catchier
Yeah,
songs, because of the hook. The hook is bad, dude. I love the beat. I don't know about you, but I love that beat.
Yeah, out of all the songs, I personally do also agree with you that "Fall" is one of the catchiest ones out of all of them.
Yeah, man, and
along
then,
with "Lucky You."
Yeah, like the beat on "Lucky You" is pretty dope too, but verse 2 where he starts talking about Joe Budden and about
yeah, I feel like this song was also like pretty much dedicated at Joe Budden.
Yeah, and also like talks about academics, and then he just goes at a lot of people, and just the second verse is probably the best one. But also verse 3, second and third verse, I think overall the song is just dope, but verse 2 and 3 are dope. And then verse 3 he talks about he says something that he says two things that I really like. He says, just remember, I was here before you, and I'll be here after. So
yeah, basically just reminding everybody, I'm a legend.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I've been here for so long. You're only gonna be here for like 2-3 years. Like, Fetty Wap, you remember Fetty Wap?
Yeah,
he was all over the place. Where's he
what
at
the
now?
fuck happened?
Yeah, see, and you can't say that about him, and you can't say, where is he? What happened, dude? He's been dropping albums. He has 10 albums now.
Yeah,
and all of them have at least
for almost 20 years. He's been dropping albums,
and he's still selling. And this time, you know how hard it is to sell with digital records and all that, with Spotify, the streaming services, just with everything. It's hard to sell, and Eminem is still doing it. He's still selling records. So yeah, just overall in this song, he's telling everyone, you guys want me to fall? You guys want me to like fall off as a rapper, as an artist? You guys want me to stop selling? I'm not. Yeah, and I'm gonna show you why. And he just fucking kills everyone again. Yeah. And honestly, I don't get tired of it, because this is Eminem. This is what he grew up with. He's a better rapper. If you're gonna talk shit about him, he's gonna give it back to you, and 2 times better.
And I don't know if it's this song or like one of the songs where he says that, you know, one of his fans sent him the Marshall Mathers LP, and
that was the Ringer. Oh, yeah, okay. That was the Ringer. No, and this one is the one where he says,
see, this one kind of falls into like the same little idea too, you know. Yeah. Like you were saying, people want him to fall, and that's what he was saying, like,
fall. Yeah, exactly. And this one is where he says, I don't do it for all you critics, so like I could give a fuck about you guys. I do it for the people that like me, like the kid singing in front of his mirror, you know, lip singing along. He does it for his fans, you know. He knows he still has a lot of fans. There's still a lot of Eminem fans out there. And yeah, fuck, man, like, stop criticizing the music so much. Because here's the thing, people are like, oh, well, you know what, he can't take criticism. It's not that. It's just that people go overboard with it sometimes.
Yeah, and not only that, people are just like, they're too into the idea of like, I want old Eminem. They're just not open to him making different kind of music.
How many rappers do you know that still sound like old Eminem? Kendrick doesn't sound like old Kendrick. We know, because we fucking used to bump Section 80.
Yeah, Kendrick, basically, he changes styles every fucking album.
And although they're all dope, and I will admit that some of Eminem's albums haven't been dope. But I mean, Kendrick hasn't had as much time as Eminem. Logic has changed.
Yeah, he changes basically almost every album. Yeah. He changes, or it has different styles.
Joey Badass has changed. Chance the Rapper has changed. Like, every album, it's part of being an artist.
All the good artists, try to change their style.
Right. You know what it is though about Eminem? His first 3 albums, Slim Shady, or his first 3 like what I call it, like, not underground but like mainstream. Oh, there we go, mainstream. Yeah, his first 3 mainstream albums were classics: Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, and Eminem Show. Like, they were straight up classics. So he set a standard too high for himself. Yeah. And now anytime he drops anything that isn't a classic, people are gonna talk shit, which is understandable. But you can't be like,
and I guess lost it. He also says that in one of these songs too. You know, he's like, I guess going platinum is bad. I set the bar too high.
Yeah, I think it's on The Greatest or something.
Yeah.
You know, you set the bar too high when platinum sales are looked at as a failure, which is true, because he's still doing platinum sales, but people, since it's not classic, are gonna criticize him.
Yeah.
No matter what. And I think Eminem needs to understand that, and just fucking, it's cool. He gave us this album, but the next album, just do your own thing, man. Forget the critics. Fuck them. You already gave them a piece of your mind.
Yeah, just do you, dude.
Yeah, so, but we still got 3 tracks on this. So far we have 10 songs. Well, actually 8, because 2 of them were skits.
Skits, yeah.
So 8 songs. All of them dope. All of them I like. All of them are sick. The lyrics are there. The wordplay is there. But sadly, we finally get to the one track I don't like, and I feel that he could have done without. Nice Guy.
Well, Nice Guy is this track we're gonna talk about now.
Track 11.
I guess it's not a super great song, but I like it because it's funny, you know. it reminds me of all the old retarded shit that Eminem used to say. And
well, that's true, but I just can't. The hook
and not only just that. I mean, it gives us a break from all the lyrical wordplay that he's going on in all the songs.
Yeah, that's true. But
plus they're not even that long.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like we could have done without Nice Guy.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But it's like I said, it's a little break from all the lyrical wordplay.
And you know another thing, Nice Guy reminds me a little too much of Normal on this same album. Yeah. So I feel like, why do you need to do that again?
Yeah, it's true.
It's cool to talk about girls, but only do it for one song.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
And I forgot to mention, but Fall kind of reminds me of The Ringer, where he just goes hard, and it's just a really good beat, and it's just dope. But anyways, Nice Guy. I don't know. There's not much to say about it for me. The hook is.
Yeah, it wasn't a great song, but you know, I can laugh at it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's for sure. So then we get to the final two tracks. Track 12 is Good Guy, and let me just tell you, I wish he would have not ever put Nice Guy on the album, and the album would just have gone from Fall to Good Guy, because Good Guy is fucking awesome, dude. That's a freaking one of his best songs in the latest years.
I really like Good Guy, and not only Good Guy, the feature Jessie Reyes.
Yeah, dude, she killed it on the hook, dude. That hook is fucking amazing. So yeah, she did. And Eminem, the lyrics on Good Guy are way better than the lyrics on Nice Guy. Yeah, like where he says that his girl got a new guy. You got your boobs down for him. So yeah, like all that. He's just very lyrical and just awesome, bro. Good Guy is a song that I definitely like, and I'm just not saying that because it's Eminem. It's just the hook is catchy with the girl. She kills it, and Eminem just kills it with his lyrics. So I guess with that, we'll get into the final song, which I will say this is the final song. Again, doesn't feel like it fits in this album, but then again, he can't just talk shit to critics the whole time. So I think this was the best way to close out the album, with him making another one of those like, I won't say it's motivational, but kind of like those commercial songs a little bit. I mean, it was for the movie. For a movie, so it had to be Venom. A little commercial. Yeah, a lot of people said. So yeah, let's get into track 13, Venom. A lot of people said they didn't like the hook, that it was too corny or whatever, but I actually like it.
Oh, dude, I thought the hook was so creative, dude.
Yeah, I like
just everything he said, but he just basically made it sound like he wasn't saying anything.
Right, yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. So it was kind of catchy in a way, you know? Yeah. And my little brother likes the hook. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the hook, but I thought the hook was awesome. And then I also saw people that said the hook was dope, but the verses weren't that good. And then other people were like, the verses were dope, but the hook wasn't all that. To me, man, the track overall is dope.
Yeah, I really love the hook. I love the rhymes and wordplay, and he was very creative in the song. Overall, this is also one of my top songs, actually.
Yeah, dude, it's a dope song. Like, you can't say this song is bad. I can see how you could say the hook is a little corny or it was stupid, you know, it just it wasn't what you were looking for. But overall, I think it's a good song, man. The lyrics are there. He ends it with a great message. He says, if I'm the guy you guys were listening to, then I'm the reason for you retarded fools, or something like that. Yeah. And you know what? I think he says that playing around, because he said this before in other albums. I can't be the reason for you guys. Like, you know, like, you guys have to take care of your own actions. Your parents have to take care of you, like, you kids. Yeah. You can't blame an artist for, you know, being an idiot. Honestly, I've listened to Eminem since I was 8 years old.
Yeah, he was like, apparently you weren't a good parent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So see, another wordplay again. Yeah. But besides that, I've listened to Eminem since I was 8 years old. And never have I done anything as crazy as Slim Shady. I mean, I've gotten in trouble before, you know what I'm saying? But that's just at school like everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't killed anybody. I haven't done any hardcore drugs, you know, and I haven't done any of the stupid shit he talks about.
I mean, honestly, I've never even been to jail, but you gotta understand that they're just jokes. But he does it in such a creative way that it's funny. But yeah, man, overall, Venom is dope. The album overall is sick. Thank you, Eminem, for coming back. It is his best album since Relapse.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just rate it right now. If I'm talking about, like, catchy, classic album that, you know, I want to listen to a lot, I would probably rate that as probably like a 6 or 7, you know.
Oh man, come on.
I don't. No, I'm saying like catchy album.
Oh, okay.
6 or 7. But if I like think about it, like listen to the lyrics, wordplay wise, lyric wise, yo, this album got like an 8.5, dude. Yeah. It's really good.
I think overall for me, like I said, I don't know. I haven't said this throughout the whole podcast, but ever since his new album, so I consider his new albums from Relapse, which was in 2009, to Kamikaze, which is 2018. I think his best were Relapse and Kamikaze, actually. I like his other albums besides Revival, but Relapse and Kamikaze, they're just, to me, they're one of his best, but Kamikaze is overall the best. And I will say I give it an 8.5. For sure, an 8.5 out of 10. At first I was saying a 9, but I don't know, just I feel like he shouldn't have added Nice Guy, and I feel like he could have added like a Slim Shady song where he goes around and kills everyone. I feel like that opportunity was missed, like Slim Shady, he could have even made a skit where Slim Shady is walking around killing people and then just went into a song where he's not only lyrically murdering them, but actually murdering them, like taking them to a lake and dumping them in there. I feel like the opportunity was missed, but overall, I feel like 8.5 out of 10 is definitely what I would rate this.
I definitely recommend this mostly to, the hip-hop heads, the people that enjoy wordplay and lyrics. If you don't really enjoy that, I feel like you're not really going to enjoy this album too much. You're going to like some songs, but you're just not going to enjoy it as much as us people that enjoy looking at lyrics and deciphering them.
Yeah, so I'm actually glad you brought that up. I feel like the last half of the album is more for all the catchy songs. I mean, you have freaking Fall, which has a dope hook, a dope beat, and pretty good lyrics. You have the Nice Guy, Good Guy, which maybe Nice Guy not so much, but Good Guy, I could see people that aren't looking for lyrics, more catchy songs.
Or just entertainment, because Nice Guy and Good Guy, they're funny.
Yeah, they're funny. And Good Guy has an awesome hook, so you will want to check that out. And Venom, I feel like people who aren't into this album exactly will get into Venom. So those 3 or 4 songs are the ones for the not so lyrical fans, the people that aren't really looking into lyrics. So yeah, man, overall, album is an 8.5. Eminem, please, for your next album, keep them this short from now on. I don't know how many albums more you are planning to do, but keep them this long, please, like 40 to 45 minutes. Please give us more dope rappers, collab with more dope rappers, Logic, and
give us another Kendrick fucking collab, man.
Yes, please go with Kendrick on a beat like Lucky You. Just you two just go at it. Please murder each other. Just you guys are the 2 top rappers right now in the game. Please just go at it. And yeah, man, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you finally figured it out, bro. It was about time, but thank you. You finally figured it out. This album is dope. I still bump it till this day, and I'll probably bump it for the rest of the year and for many more years to come. Thank you, Eminem. Thanks for finally listening to your fans.
Yeah, and I feel like that's pretty much, all I have to say so far about the album.
Yeah, man. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in to our first ever podcast. Our first ever episode where we talked about Kamikaze.
Yeah, it was super fun, being here for our first podcast. So.
Yeah, man. So thanks everyone for checking.
Nerve-wracking,
Hey, that's true, but thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. I hope you guys are still here. If not, well, fuck you. Nah, but
yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, share. Share with your friends. Get us some freaking bigger audience.
Some clout.
Yeah, for real.
For episode 2, we're gonna be talking about, one of my top albums of the year is gonna be Logic's Young Sinatra 4.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that one. I really like that album too, and yeah, hit us up on Facebook with any topics you would like us to talk about, and yeah, we'll see if we could discuss those on maybe the next podcast or the one after. Thanks for everything, and
make sure to leave us some feedback, some constructive criticism, and we'll make sure work on our podcast.
Yeah, we're not perfect, so there's always room for improvement. So let us know what you think we did, and what we did right or wrong, and what we could do better. And yeah, thanks. Till next time.
Peace.
Slim Shady.